Cops in Deerfield, Illinois are staring at a possible motive for Rhoni Reuter's murder. 17 of them, in fact, all here in a bizarre letter found near Rhoni's pregnant, bullet-riddled body.
Rhoni had this in her purse.
She had it in her purse, right.
The letter, written in broken English, lists the names of 17 women and their phone numbers, all of them girlfriends or lovers of the father of Rhoni's baby, former Chicago Bear, Shaun Gayle.
It basically was very blunt. He's having relationships with all these women. He's out there playing all of you.
So he got around. He had several girlfriends.
He did.
While Rhoni and Shaun appeared to be the picture-perfect couple, retired detective George Falango quickly learned their private life was complicated and extremely crowded.
Describe Shaun and Rhoni's relationship.
I believe the best way to describe it was an open relationship on Shaun's part.
When cops questioned Shaun about the letter, he says Rhoni knew he was seeing other women, but detectives were hearing a very different story.
From the indications we got from some of Rhoni's friends, she wasn't exactly 100% bought into that.
He still kept in contact with these women and saw these
Yeah,
women.
but they were all ongoing.
So further making the eyeballs go over to Shaun as a person of interest.
Right.
At first, cops wonder if Rhoni confronted Shaun about the other women and he snapped, or if one of the 17 players on Shaun's sex team didn't want the baby to take the football grade out of the game.
Everybody was working bits and pieces of this, trying to come up with all sorts of theories.
As cops were zeroing in on Shaun as their prime suspect, something unexpected happened. Shaun handed the Deerfield police his own #1 suspect.
Who did Shaun think may have had something to do with this?
One of the first people that he mentioned to the police as a possible suspect was Monika Carrasco.
Monika Carrasco, a beautiful fitness model and personal trainer who happened to be the first name on the list. Shaun had been seeing the Polish bombshell for a few years, but their relationship had recently ended badly, very badly.
Apparently, Monika thought that the relationship was monogamous. She turns up at Shaun's house unexpectedly one evening, looks through the window, and sees Shaun with another woman.
Shaun says Monika became violent, busted out a window at his home, and then began leaving threatening phone messages. He even suspected Monika had somehow hacked into his email account.
It finally got to the point where he felt that she was stalking him.
The tough football player was so terrified that just days before Rhoni was murdered, he had filed a restraining order against Monika.
Shaun was afraid of Monika, and Shaun thought Monika could have done this.
Correct.
Shaun tells cops he also believes Monika, a Polish immigrant, is the one who wrote the letters.
There was broken English in the way that the letters were written, and Monika was from Poland and spoke in broken English.
But Monika denies sending the letters and tells police she was with a client at the exact time Rhoni and her unborn baby were gunned down.
She could not have done it.
She could not have done it.
So the investigation continued.
It continued.
All eyes shift back to Shaun Gayle.
So you did serve a search warrant on Shaun's home.
Absolutely.
3 weeks after Rhoni's vicious murder, cops seize Shaun's computer and find something that sets off warning bells. Shaun had a cyber stalker. Someone had ghosted his hard drive and been controlling his computer remotely, tracking the former football great's every move, and they'd been doing it for nearly 2 years.
Emails, names, addresses, personal information like that, so they access to everything.
Cops say it certainly wasn't Monika. So then who?
We were starting to get frustrated.
And you had to find who killed her.
These are the cases that they're tough, but you just don't give up.
Detectives go back to that lineup of the 17 women, and then a retired cop blows the whistle on one of them.
They said, if anybody's done this, it's Marni Yang.
Turns out Marni Yang is number 15 on that list from Rhoni's purse.
Two things drove her: getting attention and sex.
Up next, detectives dive headfirst into Marni Yang's garbage and score big.
So she purchases a book on how to make a silencer, and a silencer was used
Yes,
in the murder.
that's correct.
But hold on, this is a woman who seems to have an explanation for everything.
Why would you purchase a book on how to make disposable silencers?
He had a relationship with her, and he had broken it off. It didn't go well. Marni threatened him, threatened his family.